G'day fellow Helldivers, this is Shellstrike and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for new Helldivers content. So today we've got some information to share with you about the latest Warbond, Polar Patriots, as well as the controversy surrounding the requirements for PC players to link a PSN account to play Helldivers 2. So let's dive right in. First up, let's talk about the Polar Patriots. This is the fourth premium Warbond available in Helldivers. Like the other premium Warbonds, it'll cost you 1,000 super credits to unlock. The Warbond is set to release on May 9th, this coming Thursday, so not long now. So the Polar Patriots Warbond introduces 4 new weapons: the AR-61 Tenderizer, a high caliber assault rifle, the SMG-72 Pummeler, a concussive SMG, and the Players 101 Purifier, a chargeable energy weapon for massive damage, so that's going to be interesting. And the P113 Verdict, a fast firing high caliber pistol. So we're getting another sidearm there. Additionally, the Warbond includes G13 incendiary impact grenade and a new booster called Motivational Shocks. So I think during the atmospheric effects on each planet, that Motivational Shocks booster will help overcome those or get through them much more easier. The grenade provides environmental and ticking damage from fire, and while the booster grants immunity to slow effects received from enemies, as I mentioned, during those environmental effects when they're actually in play. So the armour, there's 3 new sets of armour, also part of the Warbond: the CW36 Winter Warrior, the new medium servo assisted armour, and the CW4 Arctic Ranger, the new light scout armour. Last but not least, the Warbond introduces 3 new capes and emotes. The capes are the Order of the Venerated Ballot, Pinions of the Everlasting Glory, and Dissident's Nightmare. These are sure to make you stand out on the battlefield. So the Polar Patriots Warbond brings new content to Helldivers 2, from new weapons and armour to grenades and boosters, as usual, but I would like to see something a little bit different myself, as the content seems a bit repetitive, and I would like to see some changes to the aesthetics in both the armour and weapons. They're not bad, and it's great that they're releasing new content so quickly, but I'd just prefer if they changed it up a bit, especially with the armour passives, to make them a bit more useful to us Helldivers. And I'd rather they change it up a bit to maybe include, complementary armour passives such as increased capacity, or a passive for a faster reload or extra clips, something like that. Let me know what you think. So on to the Sony Interactive account linking issue. A lot of people have been talking about this. So as Sony Interactive Entertainment recently dropped a bombshell on the Helldiver community, they announced that to continue playing Helldivers 2, PC players need to link their game account with their PSN account. Now, I'm personally a PlayStation 5 player, but I feel the pain for the PC players. This change will be in effect from May 6th for new players and June 4th for existing players. And you can read about the details from the on the screen here from the announcement. So yeah, it's a bit unfair because it's retrospectively been implemented, because at the beginning, due to technical issues, because they had so many players joining up, they disabled it, but it has been there in a sort of disclaimer in the documentation there, so you can read that. So Sony says that the reason for the change, which I am not buying myself, because I think it's just an excuse to gain more control over the player base information, because I've got to put, obviously information in to create a Sony account, and then Sony's going to get a hold of that information. So Sony stated that account linking plays a critical role in protecting players and upholding the values of safety and security, provided a PlayStation and PlayStation Studio games, provided on PlayStation and PlayStation Studio games. This is their main way to protect players from griefing and abuse by enabling a banning of players that engage in that type of behaviour. Now, we've already got tools for that within the game, so I don't understand. As I said, I think it's not so much to protect the players, it's more about gaining the information they get when they create the account. Because we've already got the tools in the game to do this via the community tab. We can block players, and we can also mute players via the HUD. So yeah, I'm not buying this reason from Sony. And why can't they just let the players protect themselves? I mean, that's what I do. If I'm not happy with a player, I'll just block them, or I'll just mute them if they've got some annoying sound coming out, or I don't want to hear them on the microphone. So I don't think we need that protection in my personal view. Also, the Helldivers community is not buying it. So yeah, the announcement has sparked widespread backlash across social media. As you can see here, all the negative reviews coming in now. I think last time I heard there was 27,000 negative reviews, so there was basically negative review bombing. So that's across social media, forums and Discord. Some players have threatened to quit the game over the issue, and others are demanding a refund. So yeah, the negative reviews on Steam have just increased dramatically since the announcement. So yeah, not happy Jan. And as I said, I'm PS5, so obviously I've got a PSN account, but I do definitely feel the PC pain. I don't think it's fair myself. So the developers' response here: Arrowhead Studios, the developers of Helldivers II, have been caught in the crossfire. They've acknowledged the growing problem in the game and have promised to address it in future updates, but they've also pointed fans angered by today's account linking news directly to PlayStation support, as you can see here in this comment from the developers. So they suggested that they get in touch with Sony rather than the studio, which I guess is fair because they're not the ones that created the issue, so I think it's a little bit out of their control. But anyway, trust issues. Many players are frustrated with requirements to provide their personal information to Sony. Fair enough. Some don't trust Sony with their information, with their recent track record and data breaches, so they've had a few of those over the last few years, which have been major issues. And others point out a bigger problem, that PSN is not available legally in all other countries, and so in actual fact it's only available in 69 countries out of about 190. So that's quite a lot less. I just don't understand their logic behind this, because if they implement this and people can't play the game because there's no Sony in those countries, then there's going to be heaps less players playing it. So it's bad for the community, bad for Sony, bad for Arrowhead overall. I think it's bad for everyone. So hopefully they'll backtrack on this. So in conclusion, while Sony and Arrowhead Studios may have good intentions, the execution of this change has been poor, to say the least, in my opinion, and the lack of clear communications and consideration for the player base has resulted in a fractured community and a loss of trust. So yeah. But oh well, that's all for today's update in Helldivers 2. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful and share it with your fellow Helldivers. Stay tuned for more updates, and as always, keep fighting for Super Earth. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye for now.